In this short video, we want to highlight how to face global registration of medical device, IVD. After this video, better in our e-learning, you will realize that the work of regulatory affairs, especially in new market, is more than an art of tactic and organization to reproduce the market. The introduction of international market here is tailored more for small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, which have not overall own international sales and regulatory personnels. These are our agenda. We start directly how to select best marketplace and for which product. Based on this marketing analysis, you better have local partner to submit dossier to authority and local distributor to place products to user. The most important part is a solid pre-market analysis and a regulatory emphasis. Briefly and prior to start project, we have to scan the internal and oft external resource. At the end is not just to get a certification at device markets, but also to edit a project summary noting all lessons learned for next registration. We want to surprise you in our professional paid e-learning and template to sail toward international journey. Yes. Again, plan, do, check and act. You should plan your international registration with all involved stakeholders together, addressing the resource, budget and risk. Please start the registration not too long after the gap analysis because the regulatory, product and resource landscape changes rapidly. We should be aware to have a final report and meeting after typical submission of dossier and approval of product in international business. It is a registration lessons learned as design review, as product development. The KPI, good and bad actions, assure that you can reproduce the next country special battle. We take it that the manufacturer actively mark products in other markets. The feasibility of product with local users is well studied. The gear is potential market share with appropriate revenue, which should be more than expenditure at least after some years. It is also worthy to know how the competitor is acting in the same market. It is critical if you have insider there knowing the distribution and reimbursement policy. The typical method can be SWOT, PEST and 4P analyses. The regulatory analysis will be explained later in details. In other markets, due to language and network with clients, the reliable partner is essential. Sometimes it takes years after even change of many different partners. The first critical partner is distributor who has sound relationship with e.g. hospitals and has similar or combination products in selling history. Actually, for SMEs, the consulting partner is deciding for a smooth registration of medical device, IVD. In many markets, it is recommended to separate these two roles to two good each other understanding parties. They have to work together in case of adverse event, governmental tender and other sales activities. This is only a short version of regulatory aspects by preparing an international registration in free video. Imagine at this stage you have already a registration partner to generate the regulatory gap analysis together. The basic is to study the legislative of subject market and to classify product model according to country-specific classification rule. Depending classification or even product code based on risk, you can have an impression how extensive the submission dossier is. The foreign manufacturer should start with most difficult parts as country testing, which takes longer from testing application to final report. Besides technical documentation, you might be challenged by country-specific quality management inspection, often in paper than on-site, in 1 or 3 or 5 years cycles, although at product submission ISO 13485 certification was submitted. For critical markets like China, Brazil or US, a project management with adjustable budget, timeline, resource is helpful. Here we can gain an overview about the involved party internally and externally as planning project. The supporting departments are including but not limited to regulatory affairs, quality management, quality assurance, clinical affairs, sales and marketing, supply chain and logistic, R&D, project management. The external outsourcing can depending on resource a consulting company or distributor, testing lab if applicable, and of course the local authority or certified body which reviews and approves the submission dossier. If you are planning even for one product in many different markets, it takes a lot of back and forth to complete the whole rollout project. It is a good time to note all valuable lessons learned in a final report. We see that in many manufacturers there is a final gathering meeting sharing experience by drinking champagne afterwards. The report can be used at next registrations, hopefully with fewer efforts. Normally prior to alpha launch of product, manufacturer has to organize as early as possible marketing material in local language, training of new product, finalization of reimbursement. During the international life cycle, it never stops with customer feedback, official adverse event, and post-market activities as quality management reports. Contact us if you need a pre-market analysis in wished market. We can be your interim project manager. Invite us for your started or planning projects. We have a unique tool to control your process, quality of dossier, flexibility of manpower. At the end you can profit only with our proposal or even whole a company of international registration. Book our training of regulatory soft skills. We show how you master the regulatory lean to improve the efficiency of the work and to optimize the battle and joy at communication with internal and external counterparts with different cultures. If you are a startup, the roadmap could be different. Contact us to have a free consulting and startup kits. We have even free and